VDMA Robotics and Automation has appointed its incoming chair. The additional changes to the association's board ahead. Leaders in photonics are coming together to tackle an expanding dimension in advanced manufacturing. We'll explain. And a specialized pair of specs could filter out specific wavelengths of light that can cause seizures for those with epilepsy. These stories and more on Photonics Spectra Now. Photonics Spectra Now is brought to you by Skia Systems. From nano to infinity. Visit skia-systems.com for more on thin film technology.
And by TriOptics. See the difference. Visit trioptics.com to learn more.
Hi, and welcome to Photonics Spectra Now, covering your top headlines in the world of photonics. I'm Joe Kaczynski, a senior editor with Photonics Spectra. We begin with breaking news as government officials in China have just announced that it will ban exports to the U.S. of gallium, germanium, antimony, as well as other key materials that could be used in the development of military-grade tech and weapons. These restrictions cover a range of optical components and semiconductor solutions. The move comes in response to a recent measure by the U.S. Commerce Department expanding its list of Chinese chip makers facing export limitations. Earlier this week, the White House revised rules aiming to restrict China from accessing 24 types of chip manufacturing tools. The U.S. attributed these restrictions to concerns of national security and China's growing control over the industry's supply chain. Chinese officials say their countermeasures restricting exports to the U.S. are a stern protest in what they call the malicious suppression of China's technological progress. The VDMA, or the Machinery and Equipment Manufacturers Association, is naming Dr. VDMA R+A as the new chairperson of its robotics and automation branch. The announcement comes following board elections last month. Ley currently serves as the CEO of machine vision specialist Basler AG in Ahrensburg, Germany. Since 2018, he has been a member of the management board of the Robotics and Automation chapter of the VDMA. The association has also revealed the 14 names making its new board. VDMA R+A supplies components and systems in robotics, assembly, and machine vision. Taking on a new dimension, some of the biggest players in photonics will work together to form a consortium to address the challenges in adoption and scaling of 3D printing. Trumpf, Renshaw, Ansys, EOS, and Nikon SLM are among the founding members. The collective will focus on industrial applications. Members say this is about more than just enhancing 3D printing. They want to figure out how to best reshape the entire manufacturing landscape to be more innovative using this tech. Forever plastics have long been polluting our planet. Now an LED-based system from researchers at Colorado State University could effectively break down this material. Favored by manufacturers for its durability, per- and polyfluoroalkyl substances, or PFAS, break down slowly, are hard to dispose of, and can even lead to cancer, according to the EPA. Researchers have now developed a photocatalyst system using LEDs that could break down the carbon-fluorine bond that has been so hard to dismantle in these plastics. The team behind the advancement says they're now working on creating a path for broad applications in the manufacturing field. For many living with epilepsy, seizures can be triggered visually by certain wavelengths of light.
But new lenses made with cholesteric liquid crystal could help block these potentially harmful wavelengths. A collaboration between the University of Glasgow and the University of Birmingham created the new eyewear. These reconfigurable CLC lenses are highly tunable, even reacting to the temperature to block out threatening wavelengths that can trigger seizures.
And LiDAR could have an expanded application in predicting landslide risks.
Researchers at the University of São Paulo have begun analyzing LiDAR images of the São Sebastião countryside. The coastal community was cut off from the rest of the country last year after torrential rains triggered more than 1,000 landslides. These high-res LiDAR images are helping teams gather topographical, geological, and other types of data.
Using this could help scientists create a sort of mapping system that could be used to assess landslide risks in other areas. Have any news you'd like to share or comments for our team? You can send any story tips, questions, or suggestions to video@photonics.com. You can find all the details on these stories and everything else happening in the world of photonics. Just go to photonics.com. You can give us a like and click on that subscribe button in the bottom left corner, and be sure to follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. I'm Joe Kaczynski, and thanks for watching.